last one. Well, hello. Welcome to Firehouse Stories, where we tell you behind the scenes stories of the fire service and the people that work in the fire service. My name's Bob. This is Doug. We're career firefighters, as were our parents, and we're chock full.
Parents or dads?
Our dads, I guess. I'm sorry. And we're full of chock full of good stories.
Oh, absolutely.
So Doug's dad was a firefighter. And if you've been following us, you've heard a few stories about Doug's dad, because he truly is a legend.
Definitely a legend. Legend in his mind, a legend in everybody's mind.
Yeah, wherever you go, like on the job, he was a legend. When I started, I was told about Big Bruce. But anyways, Doug's got another story about him.
Yeah, well, earlier we talked about him with his cart, his power
Scooter.
cart, his little scooter thing. And he got a big one. Like, I mean, it's a big cart. Like,
He's a big man.
he's a big man, so he has to have this big cart. And the lady next door, she had a smaller cart because they would go for scooter rides together. Just companions. They've been friends for years, next door neighbors. Anyhow, they had a shed built. My dad had the shed built between the houses, a tin shed, and that's where the scooters got parked, and that's their charging building, I guess. And they were backed in there, and they had all the charging systems hooked up to the hydro, so they could plug them in and charge them up.
So they just come back and back him in.
Back them in, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this one day, my dad was over visiting with the neighbor lady, and my son, who
How old was he at that time?
Ryan would have been probably about 21, I guess. And he hated going for scooter rides. But my dad would always try to get him taking one of the scooters, a small one, and him taking the other one and go for a scooter ride. And Ryan hated doing it because he said, I always feel so silly driving this little scooter thing. He said, you go walking by or driving by people who are walking. And he said, I feel like they're thinking, what's this young guy riding a scooter for? So he said, I'd put on an act like, oh. I said, well, you don't have to do that. He said, well, he said, I feel silly. And I said, well, don't do that.
Well, you look silly doing that, right?
Oh, absolutely. So,
And by the way, your dad would be just sort of puttering along.
oh, yeah.
he'd be smoking it.
Just flying.
Yeah.
And his was faster. That was the main thing. My dad always had to be on the fastest one. Anyhow, my son went over there, and he saw my dad was over at the next door neighbors, so he went over to her place, and he's going in the door, and she said, I'm just going out to get some groceries. I'll be back. You guys can watch some TV or whatever, but don't go on the scooters, Bruce. My dad said, well, why? Like that. She said, well, because it's supposed to rain. Just stay in the house. Don't be going on the scooters. My dad watches it. Yeah, like that. He goes out the front door and he looks over at Ryan and he goes, Ryan, out the top drawer, go grab it. He goes, what is it? He says, just go grab them. So he opened the top drawer up of the cabinet, and there was the keys for the scooters. Ryan goes, well, she says, he said, don't worry about what she says. He says, just go get the goddamn scooters and meet me out front. He said, I'll be out there in a second. So Ryan goes and he gets the scooters out of the shed and he pulls them out front. And my dad comes out and he gets on his scooter and Ryan takes off on his scooter. They're driving and Ryan said, sure enough, I go by this couple walking down the street. Oh. He said, I hate it. He said, it's terrible. Anyhow, he used to laugh about it. But he's following my dad.
Where would they go, like tennis courts? And
well, he went out to the park, and my dad, Ryan's like, where's Grandpa going? And Ryan's telling me the story, and he says, Grandpa goes over and he goes down this little bike path towards the arena. And we just had this arena, this is maybe about 2 or 3 years old. And he said, just built, and he says, we go around by the swimming pools and then up towards the front doors of the arena. And he said, Grandpa's just flying. And he said, there's steps there. And he said, I can see the steps. And he said, I thought Grandpa was going to go off them. But he says, he cranks the wheel and he skids. And he laughs. And he said, I thought, oh my God. I thought you were going off the steps. Yeah, no. He said, listen, he said, I'm going inside. He said, follow me, stay close. Ryan goes, we're going somewhere where? Inside the arena. Just stay with me. Follow me and stay close and don't stop. They'll tell you to stop, but don't. Just pay attention to me. Ryan goes, Grandpa, like, follow me. So he takes off, and Ryan's like, oh, geez. So he's right on my dad's ass. And they're going in the front doors, and it's the sliding doors with the door opens
With a
up.
sensor, yeah.
Yeah, with the sensor. And the other sliding door opens up, and then you go right on in. So you go by the front desk, and the lady at the front desk says, hey, wait, you guys can't go in there. Stay with me tight. Stay tight. Like this. And Ryan's like, oh, God. So he goes by, oh, jeez.
So they sit by one like that right by the lady.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
front
right
desk?
by the woman at the front desk. So my dad goes into the far arena. There's 2 pads, and the ice is out. And Ryan goes around the corner, and my dad's out on the cement pad underneath where would be under the ice. And he's down to the far end. And Ryan's like, where is he going? So he's chasing him. And there's water where the ice has melted. There's water on the cement. So my dad puts his scooter into a spit out. And Ryan's like, oh my God. He says, he's trying to stop. He almost collided on it. He says, my dad's doing spin outs and everything. Watch this. Here, try this, Ryan. Try this. Anyways, they're having a lot of fun. They were like 2 thieves in a pot. Anyhow, the arena guy comes into the staff. He goes, what are you guys doing down there? Like that. He says, come on, Ryan, let's go. Let's get out of here. Like that. So the guy comes running down. Then he goes scooting by. Ryan's like, oh. Like this. And they go scooting out of the arena to the front door. Well, the girl at the front, I'm calling the police. Like that. And my dad's, come on, stay tight, stay tight. So Ryan says he's staying right as tight as he can, going by the front desk. The first door opens up, the second door doesn't have a chance. My dad smashes into it, twists the frame, smashes the glass. He's all twisted up into it, and he's spinning the wheels on his cart trying to get back out of it. So Ryan has to get off, pull the frame off of my dad's cart. Out they go, and Ryan's falling across the field, and the girls chase him. You're going to pay for those glass windows. The police are on their way, and blah, 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 like that. Right. So anyways, they're going across the field. Ryan's like bouncing all over the place. He's got a full tilt. Big Bruce is ahead of him, and he says, come on, stay up. Keep tight, keep tight. And around the corner they go, and they're out of sight of the arena, and the girl, she can't keep up with them. Anyways, 2 minutes later, down comes the rain, and it's pouring. So Ryan is like, oh, geez, that's what Pat told us it was going to happen. So they get back to their house. My dad says, come on. He says, pack the carts away like that. He says, you put the carts in the shed, lock it up. And he says, take the keys, put them up in the cupboard at Pat's, and come on over. So he goes and he puts it up in the cupboard and drives the scooters off, puts the keys up in the cupboard. Anyways, he goes back over to my dad's house. My dad's sitting in this chair, and he says, Pat's coming in. He goes, oh, there's Pat, like that. So
in the driveway?
In the driveway. He says, well, hang on a second. Ryan's like, you're covered, you're all wet, Grandpa. He says, well, hang on a second. So he gets on his cell phone. He phones her up in the car. He said, just stay in the car. Why are you going inside the house? You're just going to get wet. I'm next door at my house. You just stay in the car until it stops raining. She said, well, I'm coming over to your place. Well, just stay there and don't get getting wet. That's silly. So anyways, he said, I bought her some time. He said, she's sitting in the car.
Bought us some time.
So Ryan pulling his shirt off, gets his shirt off, throws his hat over in the corner. His hat's dripping. And then Pat comes walking in the front door and she goes, what are you guys like that? And Ryan looks over and sees the hat and just flicks it off into the corner so she couldn't see it. She said, what have you guys been doing? Nothing. Nothing. Why? Why? What are you talking about? Anyways, yeah, it was quite an experience that they had. It's good to see the two of them getting along that well.
Well, I know what's even better to see is your dad hasn't changed any from the time he was a firefighter.
Absolutely not.
Still a legend.
He's funny guy.
Anyways, if you like this and other stories, please tune back into Bob and Doug's Firehouse Service stories. We're here, post every Friday, and we'll see you later.
Bye now.